Hey folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm bringing you something a little bit unique here. This is a game I used to play when it first came out, and I stopped for a long time, and it's recently gone free to play, and I've come back to it and I've discovered they've made quite a lot of improvements. I'm really enjoying playing it now, especially I get to be, I believe it's called a silver player because I bought the game originally. And of course, this is Star Trek Online, if you couldn't tell already, the big Galaxy class starship sitting out in the back there. This was my very first character, my main character. It's Vice Admiral, which means level 50. I named her Faraday. That's F-A-R-A-D-A-Y. It's from a book. If you know, you score 10 points. I, of course, purchased the 7 of 9 outfit, which I can put on pretty much any officer I choose. And when I made Faraday, I decided to pretty much max out just about everything in terms of height and width and size, among other things. And I thought I'd show you my character and maybe try to get into a PvE event. I don't go too much for the PvP, but I like the PvE. And so yeah, this is Vice Admiral Faraday. She's an alien. Made her alien because you can customize them the most. Gave her a Klingon hairdo and, you know, the pupilless eyes and whatnot. And I used to have a level 30-something captain of tactical, but I forgot where to go when I got back in the game, so I ended up getting rid of her. And I'd like to show you here some of the ships I have. I have a runabout, which was required for one of the new missions that came in. I'm probably going to get rid of it in favor of getting another ship. This is the USS Tiger's Heart. It is the exploration class cruiser. This is a captain's cruiser, so it's something really nice that you get. They turn really, really slow though, but they're really powerful. This is an earlier one. This is Heavy Cruiser. This is my Lionheart with 4 warp nacelles on it. I know I can't really show you three-dimensional without constantly switching ships, and I really don't want to do that. And this was a fun little ship to be in. And my USS Kraken, this is the exploration retrofit. It's a Galaxy class where you can do saucer separation and basically turns it into a an escort style ship, but with closer to cruiser lastability, I guess you could say. I'll go more into the classes later. This is the USS Ikaika. This is just a standard cruiser. You know, I believe it's a sovereign class. And then I have the Dragonheart, which is an assault cruiser, which is just a stronger version of the sovereign. And then this is a unique purchase, the USS Avalanche. This is an advanced heavy cruiser retrofit. It's an Excelsior class. Very nimble for a cruiser and very powerful. And of course there's this one I didn't show you because it won't show you here. For some reason the preview is messed up, so I'm going to have to transport out. But the luck of the matter is it's the ship that I'm using. So why don't we transport out to my ship, as I remember which button to actually push. There we go. And here we are outside Earth space dock, and I really hope this is still recording because it doesn't show it anymore. Is it F5? Ah, crap, that's not going to work. Hang on one sec, folks. Alright, I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but something did. And kind of messed up my overlay, but hopefully things will seam together very well. But anyways, this is my final class ship, the one I'm currently using. This is the USS Juggernaut. It is a Dreadnaught retrofit cruiser. Anyone who's a Star Trek fan will probably recognize it from the Next Generation series as the retrofitted Enterprise with a spinal phaser and a third warp missile added to it in a further future series. Now, there are basically three types of ships in the online game. There's cruisers. Cruisers are your tanks and somewhat your healers. They can take a lot of punishment. They can heal themselves. They can heal other They can heal other ships. They do a fair amount of damage, but not the most damage. That belongs to things like, I believe, no, maybe. Most people like to play cruisers, so it's kind of hard to find. This is one, actually. It's a lower version, but they're known as escorts. Escorts are your highly mobile, very agile, powerful classes, kind of like a Defiant. Defiant class is one of them. They're your damage dealers. They're made to run in, hit hard, and then run back out without taking too much damage. The final class of vessel is a little more hard to identify. As a matter of fact, there's you can see over here, very small, is a Defiant class ship right there. And oh, there's a Constitution class coming in. That's your first level cruiser after you start. Everyone starts with this class here, just a basic frigate. Everyone gets that, and then you decide where you want to go from there. And if you go cruiser, you get a Constitution class, which most people know to be like the Enterprise. The final class of vessel, like I said, is a little more difficult to identify, and that's the Science class. Some of them are obvious, some of them are not, because they look like cruisers. Science class probably do the least amount in weapon damage, but they can do a lot of debuffs. They can do a lot of damage through special abilities. They can create rifts and singularities and whatnot that do a lot of damage, and just all kinds of major things. And I don't know why I'm getting these. You can see everything pause every so often, these pause lags, and I'm not entirely sure why I'm getting that. I may stop Fraps and restart it to see if that helps, because that sometimes can be a problem with Fraps. Let me try that just now for the hell of it. No, even after pausing it, I'm still getting them, so it's probably maybe because the zone is crowded right now. Anyways, yeah, the Science class is kind of like your support class. They debuff the enemy, they can help buff you, they can deal quite a bit of damage through special abilities and whatnot. And each ship has its own kind of stations here. You get your tactical stations, which is weapons and powers and whatnot, and your engineering stations, which is healing. You can deal some damage and boosts and whatnot. Then your science stations as well. Every ship has them, but depending on which ship you're on, depends on how many you have of each station. These are all my abilities that I can use in here. And well, basically what I'd like to show you is a PvE event. Hopefully I get good frame rate. I'm running this at max settings right now, and I'm getting about 40 frames per second, which is pretty good. As a matter of fact, right here is a science vessel, a Nebula class. I don't know. There's a retrofit Nebula that you can get later on for Admirals, but the basic Nebula is not the highest level Nebula class that you can get basic. There's another one way off in the distance out there that you can see. That's a science vessel with the big bulbous front on it. So let's see if we can quickly get into a PvE event so you can see that. I don't like doing the ground too much. I like doing the space. And so that's what I'm going to focus on, and we'll stick with normals. I'm actually haven't been playing long enough to go into the elites yet. I don't have the weapons and the shields quite yet. And there we go. We're going into the Cure. Now, each event has an optional, each PvE scenario has an optional part to it that you can try and complete and get bonus items, but otherwise at the end, everybody gets their own unique rewards. And here we are. We got to protect the Krang while taking things out. Looks like we got, looks like a science vessel, a star cruiser, 3 regular cruisers, and a Defiant class assault cruiser. Now the thing about the Dreadnought is it tends to turn slow. So I actually have on it, if we go, no, status is right. This thing right here, which gives me 32% flight turn rate. Yep, there's the Borg talking. I'm coming in slowly. I'm not overly worried.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Now, the abilities I have equipped to my tactical are Fire at Will, which is above that, cause my beam arrays to fire at an accelerated rate, but it picks random targets. And actually, when there's targets all around you, can look quite impressive. I have a dual beam array up front to give me some extra punch, and I follow that up with, I'll show you again here. I should have showed you the setup beforehand, but I don't have to worry too much. A dual beam array with 2 disruptor beam arrays, and then I got 4 arrays in the back. They have a 270-degree firing arc. I also have a quantum torpedo launcher as my my main torpedo launcher. The thing I can do with the torpedo launcher is torpedo spread. As you'll see here momentarily, when I launch torpedoes, it'll launch several volleys in an AoE pattern. There you go, which will damage not only the target I aim at, but anything around it. It's very good for taking out a lot of small targets and a lot of clustered targets. And there we go, firing at will. As you can see, it's also engaged my rear array to target the ships that are flying by me right now, which I may have to turn and engage shortly. This cruiser right here with the red beams is using anti-proton as well as disruptor. This cruiser is using standard phasers. Now, can't engage the Borg ship yet as long as these nanite probes are still active. These nanite probes, as I'm starting to take damage now that I've moved into the range of the array, these nanite probes will continue to heal the cube up top. While they are there, so you have to take them out before you can destroy the cube. In the meantime, you're also trying to prevent...
Target shields have failed.
As I'm losing my shields, we use Miracle Worker and rotate shield frequency. I want to target the cube at this point. And you don't want to be too close when the damn thing blows up. And if you set yourself right with a target this large overhead, you can actually bring all your weapons to bear. As you can see me doing here, I have all my beam arrays going, plus torpedoes. I also have my spinal phaser, which I don't need. I forgot to activate that. I'm going to take a look back at the Kang, Krag, or whatever it is, and see that no ships around it, but there are several on the move. Ships turn better at kind of a lower speed, so about half speed you'll actually get a better turning radius than at full speed or at very low speeds. You can go to full impulse to boost yourself around a little bit. I didn't need to stop. So we'll activate the spread.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Some better shield penetration, and there goes one ship. And the torpedo spread will probably annihilate the other ship. And there's 2 more on the way, and I don't see anyone else headed for them. If we want to keep the optional objective, we have to engage. Oh, there is another ship over there.
Warning, Ship is
It's
under
alright, I'll
attack.
help engage them, even though he doesn't really need it. It's our escort, and he's got plenty of firepower out there. But I'd rather just help because I'm already in the area. So we'll slow ourselves down and get a harder turn going. You see how slow the cruiser turns, and big dreadnought like this turns a lot slower, so.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Gauge our abilities, we'll hit it with an Acheon beam, or Archeon beam, or whatever the hell it's called. Keystone beam, whatever. Nice torpedo spread going there. The thing about the probes too is you kind of have to take them out in order. You have to destroy the lower probes, to destroy the upper probes, to destroy the
4 shields
and then
failing.
reverse our shield polarity so that any incoming damage at this point will energize it. That green field around my ship is plasma. It means my ship has a plasma fire going on right now. And yeah, I am pretty much sitting still and just hammering away. It's how I work best as a cruiser, to be honest. Rotate shield frequencies to get better temporary defense on the shields. Nail a tractor beam to try and nail this boy in position, or at least slow him down, get him slowed, so we can
4
continue
shields failing.
pounding on his exposed hull and not have to puncture through another shield. There's our fire at will. This raptor's starting to annoy me. So I've brought my 6 arrays onto it. The only thing that's not hitting it is
Left
my
shield's failing.
beam array. You can shift your shields around,
Target
try and
shields
bring a
have
little
failed.
extra firepower, a little extra defense rather, into your... See right here again, we're bringing all beams into firing onto the cube. Take it down as quickly as possible. And that cube is done. Now there's a couple ships around the Krang, and they're a bit heavier looking. So we will start getting in there to assist.
Ship is under attack.
Because it looks like the
Target's shields have failed.
escort's taking a little bit of damage there. And that will eliminate that. Slow down so I can get a better turn rate going.
You will become one with the Borg.
Yeah, these stations will occasionally launch ships towards the Kang there, and you have to try and prevent them from getting there and taking the Kang too low. There we go. That will eliminate him. And the ships they launch are assimilated Klingon ships. As I take some damage from the ship blowing up. Yeah, if a ship blows up within proximity of you, you will take damage from it. I'll use my spinal phasers. You see that big beam that blows out there, deals quite a bit of damage. It's a good punch. It can punch right through shields as well. So that's the advantage of the Dreadnought, is that power ability. Plus, if you decide to keep it in your tactical slot, the Dreadnought can actually cloak, which will give you a tactical advantage. You know, initiating a fight and whatnot.
Target's shields have failed.
No. Can't hit the cube yet. We'll focus on the probes. We're starting to take a few hits, I believe, from the ships.
Right shield's failing.
Continue to focus that probe down. Oops. Slowed down too much. Now, right now, we've got 2 Klingon assimilated warships headed for the Kang. You can't allow that. That cruiser right there is ejecting warp plasma, which is a very strong engineering move. Basically, it allows you trail out the warp plasma behind you, and it'll stop most ships dead in their tracks, as well as deal a ton of damage to the hull. It penetrates straight through the shields. Very, very strong ability. As I continue to focus on the wrong ship, I want to focus on this one, bring all those beam arrays into play, and I'm going to brace for impact because that's going to be a massive explosion. But I can use my Miracle Worker, which is an engineering perk for space. Yes, my officer is an engineer. And there's a drop, it's a green, so I'm just going to read on it. Go. Looks like it's time to focus on the big ship above. Work on taking out the cube. Go, bringing all weapons to bear. And that goes down. We're actually spinning through this fairly quickly. It's not quite the end of the scenario yet. I'm given a heal. Very nice, thank you. I don't need it. I've got my own engineering abilities, but I appreciate it. Yes, I can use my engineering team. I can target other ships and use it to heal their hulls as well. And we did the optional, so this is the stuff that we get. Gonna need on the rare Borg salvage. I can't see what else people did. I don't care about transphasic torpedoes, and this is a tactical transphasic. I don't care about that either. But the fight is not over, as we now have to tackle a simulated carrier. We'll actually create an anomaly there. You'll see it for just a moment. It'll do some damage to the carrier. That's a science ability.
You will be assimilated.
And then we go, fire at will going off. We use an Acheon beam. Also use a tractor beam to slow them down, so we can just continue to pound on one section of the hull for a longer period of time. I'm also starting to back off because I'm too close. I'm actually got reverse thrusters going to back me up. Put some distance between me and the ship for when it explodes. I really don't want to be right on top of it. There are some ships, even if you're at full shields and full hull, if you're next to it when it blows up, you'll just die with it. Something of that nature would be a tactical Borg cube. Tactical Borg cube blows up where you are close by, you're done. You're just going to blow up. Just continuing to pound away on the carrier. It's just about done. And there it goes. And you see everything spawn right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each ship gets its own reward at the end. And let's see what we got. We got an encrypted data chip, which always comes in quantum mine launchers. Quantum mine launchers, not all that great. Not very many people use mines, but it could be worse. Did we get anything else? Yeah, we got the transphasic. And we got the tactical console. Unfortunately, we did not get the rare Borg salvage, which would have been very, very nice. That was actually a very good item, but oh well. And we shall leave the map now. Go. Now, I'd be interested to know if anyone wants me to continue this series, maybe show you more tactical things, maybe do some leveling up as I go on and play my tactical officer or my science officer, or I can even go on the Klingon side if people are interested to see that. I know my channel's not very popular, I don't get a lot of views, despite having around 1,300 subscribers, but all in all, I would really like to see if anyone will give me any feedback on this at all. Because I know this is not something you see very much on YouTube and in videos at all. And it's something I'm actually enjoying getting back into and playing again, especially because I don't have to pay for it. Anyways, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this series. Me showing you a little bit of Star Trek Online, just a little bit of basic info. I know it was a little sloppily done, but this is kind of spur-of-the-moment thing I decided to do. If people seem interested in this and want me to continue, maybe showing more on the tactical side or science or Klingon, let me know. And I'll get right on it and maybe start producing a few videos here and there. Because unlike League of Legends, I don't have to shout at times to do this. And it's a little bit relaxing, I think. So, that's all for this round, folks. This is One Big Bugger. This is the USS Juggernaut, captained by Vice Admiral Faraday. And I'll see you next time.